ClemzyBoss out here, rapper, graphic designer, cinematographer, and this is Random Conversations with Alpha the Great. You know how it is now. Like, subscribe, share, and let's get conversations going one time.
Hello guys, you guys know this popular saying, tell them I am boss. This is the boss right here. So please, Clemzy Boss, introduce yourself to my viewers watching this conversation.
Hi guys, ClemzyBoss out here, BOSS, it means built on something spiritual. You know how it is. I'm an embodiment of creativity in the visual arts industry. I'm a rapper, graphic designer, and a cinematographer, and a pretty good one at that, if I do say so myself. I've been at music for a little while. I've been, building my community and all of that stuff. So it's fun being on Alpha the Great, still on the popular Alpha the Great YouTube show, basically. So stay tuned, guys. Promises to be awesome. Let's go.
So, and I heard something built on something spiritual. Is that the meaning of Clemzy Boss?
Yeah, that's what boss stands for. It's an acronym. Many of times people think it means like Oga, it means like boss as per, so they call me boss as per that, but it's an acronym. Basically, my music is a big reflection of my faith in God. So it's a large part of my identity. That's why you have that.
Where do you get it from?
Romans chapter 8, basically. If you read where it says, what then shall we say to all these things, that if God be for us, who can be against, that neither death nor pestilence nor storm can, or nor hunger nor all of those things can be against us if God is for us. So what it basically means is that we are built on a foundation that's bigger than us. We're built on a foundation that's bigger than all of us as individual people. We're built on something spiritual.
Okay. On this rock, I sit, and Clemzy Boss is standing.
No, man. On the Peter level.
On Peter level. Okay, please. You have several songs, Stan, and one of them is Wahala Too Plenty for Small Boy. See how big gather for convoy. Young man trying to
enjoy.
But
along comes the devil trying to steal my joy. But God said to put him first. He's the only one that quenches thirst. I don't want to stress myself. Man, I have to flex myself. Yeah. Facts, man, that's mid-20s.
What inspired you to do that mid-20s?
Okay, so basically the song mid-20s is a reflection of my story, my personality. For a large part of my life, I've struggled with, even till now, I struggle with opening up about myself. Basically, I'm not a very, very open person when it comes to, my emotions or my struggles, basically. So mid-20s was basically just a vent. Basically, I mean, it was a rant. It was when you have too much, you have a bottle that's overfilled to the brim, it pours out. Basically, that's what mid-20s was for me. I was at a point where everything had gotten to this point, and I just wanted to vent. I just wanted to rant, and then I picked up my pen and my paper, got an instrumental, and started writing my story on it. So if you listen to the whole song, it's basically just a reflection of everything that I have been through. And then one thing I learned about vulnerability from one of my favorite rappers, Andy, is that vulnerability makes other people go, oh wow, me too, instead of making them go like, oh, look at what you went through. It makes people identify with what you're doing the most. So when I put out the song, I wasn't expecting the response I got from it, and I think it remains one of my most responded to songs till now, basically. Yeah, there's a lot of people that relate. Many people are like, because it's mid-20s, basically, I did the song when I turned 25.
Oh,
so many people are like,
mid-20s.
yes. So a lot of people are like, Omo, Clemzy, I go so enter 25 years old. Now your song go dey personal to me. And I'm like, bro, that's not even what I'm talking about, basically. But it's just about having a lot of people that identify with the story behind the song, because you can be thinking your situation is peculiar to just you until you hear other people open up, and then you now realize that, oh, last you're not the only one dealing with what you're doing through. There's other people too.
So are we expecting mid-30s?
Funny enough, people have asked me that question a lot in passing, but I don't know if there's going to be a mid-30s. Personally, I pray mid-30s is a happy song. Basically, I pray it's more of a happy one, because I mean, I don't think there's anybody that would be willing or wishing to live with trauma for that long, basically. So if there's a mid-30s, I pray it's a happy one and not another rant or vent like mid-20s was, basically.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And
So, when did ClemzyBoss fell in love with music and why?
ha. Ah. Rrrr. So funny enough, but I don't think that question has an answer. For me, I did not start singing in my mother's womb like many other musicians. I didn't start singing at the age of 3. My father was not a musician. In fact, I can almost argue that my father doesn't like music, basically. If it's not King Sonny Ade or Sonny Nage or, all those old cats, basically. My dad is not a very music-oriented person. I didn't grow up in a house of music per se. But I had this cousin who stayed with us, who his name is Sunday Brasoni, basically. He does music. He had, aspirations of being a musician. So I would hear him play instrumentals and, sing along, write his own songs and stuff. I didn't think anything, big of it, basically. Fast forward to a few years later, he was no longer with us. And my other brother started, just vibing to instrumentals. By then, MI was already like blown. This was early 2009, 2010, thereabouts. So I used to listen to MI, Ice Prince, and a few other guys basically. But I had a strong Christian background, so my background didn't allow me vibe to a lot of the songs to their entirety, basically. So music was just a thing I just loved in passing. Fast forward to 2013, I was sending music from my brother's phone. You know how we used to send songs through Bluetooth on all those early Nokia phones that year. Now you just collect and just send phones and then you sort them out later. I sent songs and then somehow I came across Lacrae's music, Andiminio, The Truth, and the rest of the gang, basically. So I could hear their lyrics and I could hear the sound. It sounded hip hop, it sounded vibey, it sounded like something I loved. And the lyrics sounded like something that was personal to me. They sounded very, very emotional. They were deep to me. They carried meaning and they held weight. So I just enjoyed vibing until one day I tried to write. And I mean, it was terrible. I will not lie. Let me not even lie. It was terrible. My first attempt at writing was very, very terrible. But I didn't stop. I wrote again, and then I just realized that writing was something I could do, basically, until I continued and it became something I knew that I loved to do. So I was just like, this music thing, last. Let's say we fit do am. I mean, how we think am. Say we fit try am. And that was just how we kind of like, started basically. Met up with the community, that's YYP to the purpose, and went to Soul Flame, that's the rap arm, basically. And then, it just kind of stuck. That's how I went from something I love to do for myself to something I wanted to do and put out there for other people as well, basically. So that's how the journey went. I don't think there was any point in my life where I always wanted to be a musician at first. So it was growing up, realizing that I could do this thing, and God put me in places where, I had an audience. I had people who were willing to listen to what I had to say in the music. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. And I've always loved music, particularly because music feels like an escape for me sometimes. When I'm writing, I feel like a creator. I feel like God when I'm writing, basically, because writing gives me the ability to be anybody, to be anything. It gives me the ability to tell whatever story I want to tell just with my pen and my paper. So I love the dopamine that comes with, that moments, basically. So that's just how I kind of like started music. And, now we find ourselves here and we're like, okay, yeah, this thing is actually something I want to do. And we're here, we're on it.
ClemzyBoss,
Yeah.
you have one of your controversial songs that year, Elephant in the Room, and you're addressing some rappers in Nasarawa State. You are trying to address some things. I want to know, why were you doing that? And are you actually from Nasarawa State? People would be curious, where is this guy from that you want to address all these rappers? Tell us the reason, and then where are you from, so that people will know where you're from. A lot of people think you are from Nasarawa State.
Okay. First things first, I'm not from Nasarawa State. I've had a lot of people ask me what tribe I am, basically, and they're always expecting me to say maybe Egon or Mada or something.
Yeah, Egon by association.
I'm Egon by association. And in some cases, I've had people argue with the thoughts that I'm not from Nasarawa State, basically, because I don't know, whatever their reasons are. I'm from Cross River State. I'm an Obudu boy from Cross River. I'm Bete by tribe.
Okay.
I moved to Lafia from Bauchi in 2013. I had just finished my secondary school at the time, senior secondary school. So I moved to Lafia and somehow, stayed back and basically resided there up until recently before I moved and relocated to Abuja, basically. So a large part of me has always never really felt like I belong in the Nasara entertainment space in a way, particularly because the circle is a very small circle, and there's how a lot of the people there know themselves basically, and they interact with themselves a lot. So if you hear anyone come out and they are trying to talk about the best in this, the best in that, 80% or 90% of the time, what they are talking about is their friends that they know. They always carve their list out of their friends and the people they know. So you as an outsider are trying to be like, I'm here. It sounds too needy. It feels too desperate, basically.
Okay.
And I'm not the kind of person that would struggle to have my name recognized in spaces where it should be recognized in. I'm the kind of person that likes to have his influence speak for him, basically. So that's why I have not really done, like so much more, basically. But at the time when I released them Elephants in the Room, it was a really what's the word? What do I use? It was the NASA State industry was at a very fragile point at the time. There was so many beef and this going on, basically. It was good for the hip hop culture in the States, basically. But I sat back and I looked at it and I felt like they were worried about the wrong things. Elephants in the Room was a song I did in 2020, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2020 or so. And I was trying to talk about how they were focused on the wrong things, because the beef they were doing was talking about, I'm the best, you're not the best. This one says I'm the best, this one says you're the best, this one says I'm the best, this one you're not the best. And I'm like, what everyone really should be worried about is growth, and not actually about who is better than who. Because if you want to sit down and start analyzing the people themselves that are coming out to say they are better than this or that person, Baba, a lot of them don't really measure up to anything, basically. And they are out there doing beef and all of that. So I put that song out in 2020, and for me, I think it's sad that up until today, a lot of things I talked about in that song is still happening there currently, basically. They didn't listen. They don't listen. I mean, we've tried talking several times, but I don't know, they don't listen. Perhaps maybe till we have 1 million followers, or till we start riding in private jets before they'll start listening. Or so
very soon they'll listen to you.
I don't know. It's sad.
Elephant in the Room. I'm having ClemzyBoss. Elephant on top of the roof.
Let's go. right from the artwork. Sometimes I feel discouraged to even put out stuff, because there's a way my brain interprets the hip hop space, basically.
Okay.
Like I don't come out to say this publicly because it will sound like I'm blowing my own horn. But then I've also realized that sometimes it's good we blow our own horn, because if we don't blow it, nobody will know that the horn exists.
Definitely.
So I've always felt like I'm too creative for the industry at certain points, basically, because right from the artwork of Elephant in the Room, and right from then, there were a lot of people that did not get the message. I honestly did not even really do so much to push the publicity, because I did not want it to look like I was participating in their beef. All I just felt like I just needed to make a statement to whoever it may concern at the time, and that was what I did. I just put it and dropped it there. Those that heard it, heard it. Those that did not hear it, did not hear it. For anyone that's still wondering, though, you can go on Spotify, ClemzyBoss, you find it there, Elephant in the Room. Listen through and tell me what your thoughts are. You'd realize that song was a 2020 song, but this is 2025, and the message of that song is still as valid as can be, talking about the Nasara entertainment space and stuff. So you guys should listen.
Listen to Elephant in the Room.
Work on yourselves.
And please follow ClemzyBoss on Spotify and all the social media handles.
Please.
He's a dope rapper.
That's my nickname, bro.
Yeah.
That's my nickname.
All right. Okay, so you remember this scene? Because as I'm here, I think far back as 2021, we were here, this same location, and this was how we posed And then
Yeah, something like
we're
this.
looking at this wonderful view and the rest. And it's amazing seeing that we're recreating this after like 5 years. 5 years
5 years,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
4 5 years
Four
ish,
years
like that,
ago. Yeah.
and it's nice. I love the throwback.
Yeah.
It's giving me nostalgia right now, man. I love
So
it.
that's to tell you how long I know ClemzyBoss. I think I knew you since 2016,
15,
15,
16
16. Yeah.
ish.
So
Yes.
I knew ClemzyBoss. He has been an old friend, and we have a business partner as well too. We have done a lot of things together with him.
Word, word.
So it's happy doing random conversation with my G from
Likewise,
time
man.
since before I
Facts.
started my YouTube journey. He has been there.
Facts.
Yeah. So ClemzyBoss, my
My
guy.
guy.
You guys, if you have been following me, you used to know this popular slogan, another day, another dollar. It's actually ClemzyBoss slang.
Yes, let's talk about that.
No, I'm not yet. Don't drag me, please.
Okay.
I'm just confessing. It's actually ClemzyBoss.
So much plagiarism in this space, guys. So much
stay
plagiarism.
jiggy.
And
Don't
this guy,
worry.
no, they give me credit. You steal my line.
Another day, another dollar is ClemzyBoss. And then there's another slang again that I was think I'll steal it off. Responsible boyfriend. So I'm also a responsible boyfriend. And so just guys, if you like me, please come into my DM. I love you guys too. Any girl, not just two. If you like me, come into my DM. Let's talk business.
Word.
All right, now. So
Word.
I know somebody is watching. You say, "Kai, this guy, you fine. You get plenty girlfriends." I used to hear rumors that you have 1,000 girlfriends. Is it true? Are you single or you are multi-dating? Tell us a relationship status. Don't deny it. You're speaking. Speak in the name of Jesus.
Oh, I'm like a mannequin. I'm available to be seen, but I'm not seeing anybody. That's my answer.
Wow. So, please, I'm seeing everybody. I'm seeing your babe. This guy. What's your plan for the next 5 years? What do you intend to see for your brand? And then, have you released an album or EP? Let's know. Let the audience know.
Okay, so people have asked me of when I'm putting out an EP or an album and stuff like that, and I always tell them that I'm working on it. Basically, I am working on it because the thing is, according to my thoughts, the whole point of an album is to bring your audience together. It's like one of the high points that an artist can get to, every now and then, basically. So, as opposed to using an album to gather people, I like to put out interesting content first and bring people together and use an album to have, a moment with your audience, with the people that are listening to you, with your community, basically. And that's why I have not put out an album yet, basically. I feel like the album is not going to be consumed at the level which I want it to be consumed into. I'm the kind of person that gets very, very absorbed into my work, basically. So if I'm putting out a song now, the amount of if I'm putting out an album, the amount of creativity I'm going to be putting into that album, I want people to hear it. People have to be listening to it because Baba, we go do we go overdo. You understand? So people have to be listening, basically. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to put out as much amazing and engaging singles as I can, bring all of those together and use it to build an audience up until the point where I feel like, yes, these guys are going to appreciate an album. It's not just about having people that listen. It's about having people that understand your craft, understand your message as an artist, because every artist has a sound. Every artist has a message, basically. It's about having people that relate and resonate with you and people that understand your style of creativity, basically. That's what, a lot of this is about, basically. So that's why I haven't put out an album yet. And then talking about where I see myself in the next 5 years, I was at NTA 5 some years back, and they asked me where I saw myself in the next 10 years, basically. And I said I would want about 70% of Nigerians to have heard, my work, basically. And I'm still on that path. I'm still on that journey. That's still what it is for me. It's about having people consume the things that we put out. I'm not for everybody. Everybody cannot like my songs. I am not ice cream. Everybody cannot like me. I know that part. But as many as exist that relate with my experiences, that relate with my sound, I want to have been able to reach to more than 70% of them in the next 5 years. And that's on the various platforms that we have. Tremendous growth on YouTube, tremendous growth on Spotify and all of that. But all in all, I'm not so much of a numbers person. I don't consider myself a numbers person. Anybody can have numbers. I consider myself an impact person. So basically, for me, it's measured by how much impact you have on the people that are listening, and not just how many, and not just how much numbers you have. So I will not even tell you that I want to have 1 million subs or 5 million streams and all of that. It would be nice to have it, but I've had situations where I've just finished the performance and then people walk up to me and they're like, "Oh, Clemzy, thank you. You blessed me. I listened to your words and it was this and it helped me with this." And that's what it really is about for me. It's not just, the numbers and stuff. That's really what it's about. So in the next 5 years, more than 70% of people should have heard my name in Nigeria. That's what's up.
What's music like in Nasarawa?
Okay, so do you want the quick answer or do you want the real answer?
Just give me a real answer. A real quick answer.
A really quick answer. Okay, so a lot of people won't tell you this, but music in Nasarawa has two sides to it. There's the gospel industry and then there's the other industry, basically. Yes, so the secular guys think they are all there is to music, and that's because of course we gospel artists in our space, we operate by a different set of principles. We do the same thing, we both make music and all of that, yes, but we operate by a different set of principles, basically. So we are not out there trying to be all out music like they are. So because of that, they think they are the only ones doing the music thing. When you're talking about influence, the discussion starts and stops there, basically. Meanwhile, in our own side, in the Christian space, we are doing, I don't want to say bigger numbers, but we're doing better impact, basically. If you came out to an event and then you wanted to have people sing along with our songs and people sing along with their songs, I'm telling you that to a very reasonable percentage, you have more people singing our songs as gospel artists, basically. But because we don't used to engage in their conversations of who is the best, who is the best, that it makes a lot of them think that all there is all there is to it.
For someone like me, I don't know about where you talk about this. Is it a space or online?
Both online and offline, basically. Music is the music space in Nasarawa State is almost saturated. I mean, there's no streets, there's no area that you will get to that there's no musician in that area. So sometimes it even makes it hard for me to even want to identify as a Nasarawa artist or a musician, basically. So I'm not really looking at Nasarawa State, basically, like just Nasarawa when I'm talking about my music, basically. I'm trying to look out globally. Yeah, basically. So it's how can I export what I have from this place to people out there, basically. Because if you say you want to just focus on people in that space, I can promise you that you're not going to do as well as you intend to do as an artist, basically. So the music space, there are guys that are trying, there are guys that are doing stuff. Yeah. You can mention 10 names. If you go, you can mention 10 names of the most guys that are bubbling, and inside that 10 names, there's probably only like 5 or 3 of them that are really good at this thing. The rest just have a lot of friends. In quotes, they call it a lot of fans.
Oh.
Basically, what they just have is a lot of friends that support them, but they call it fans. Basically, because I don't know how you can be an artist and not be on digital stores in 2025.
Are there people like that?
Yes, there are in Africa, a lot of them. I know I have brought many artists to digital stores in Nasarawa State. Some of them not directly, but some of them are a product of people that I brought online, and then they brought them to digital stores as well. Nasarawa State people, a large percentage of them do not even know how to use Spotify to stream songs. What they only know how to do is Audiomack and blogs. And in 2025, if you're releasing a song on just Audiomack and blogs, what it tells me is that you're not ready to be serious as an artist if you still release songs on just Audiomack and blogs. There is no way you can be saying that you're still working on yourself and you're not putting songs on digital. Be working on yourself on the digital stores. But
would you say Nasarawa State don't deserve you?
Okay, no, that's ballsy, that's braggadocious. I wouldn't say that, basically. But what I can say is, if I was in a more competitive industry, I probably would have been doing better if I was in a more competitive industry.
Okay.
That's what I can say.
Cool. Thank you. Do you identify yourself as a gospel artist or as an artist that is singing gospel songs?
Well, personally, I like to blot out the lines when it comes to that question, because I mean, if you were a plumber or if you made puff puff, basically, You won't say you make gospel puff puff, or you won't say you're a gospel plumber. Basically, what you do is you sell puff puff, or you're a plumber. Basically, so I'm an artist, but before being an artist, I'm a Christian. Basically, so my songs is a reflection of my faith. Basically, I was not called to sing. I was called to preach the gospel. It could be through music, it could be through anything at all, basically. So my identity as a Christian is not in the music. My identity as a Christian is in my faith, in God, basically. So the music is just one means, it's just a reflection. So personally, I do not classify myself a gospel artist, in quotes. I'm an artist. I can understand if people want to put me in that box of a gospel artist, because the world works with labels. Basically, they need to box you to be able to understand you and stuff like that. So that's a different thing entirely. But personally, I don't identify, because I've made other kind of songs where I was talking about I've made songs where I was talking about other random or social topics or stuff like that. Songs that didn't particularly have anything to do with divinity, basically. So why we can't say those ones are wrong, and all of that, basically. So I do not consider myself a gospel artist, but my music is a deep reflection of my faith.
Okay.
Word. I won't say best line, because I cannot choose best line, but you want a freestyle,
Okay, just give me a freestyle.
I'll give you something that I wrote some time back. It says, life, we're all just trying to survive it, make a couple million, dare to rise above our limits, meet amazing people and make brothers out of friends, make mistakes and then learn to make amends, eh? The pressure gather for my chest. I'm taking it easy, may depression no be my guest. It's a war out here, I've got one advice, better toughen up, son, cause the world is not nice. I've been doing some growing up, I've seen a lot of changes. Now I see why dad would always ask me where his change is. Like play, we don't turn breadwinners. Now I set myself on fire if it keeps my people warm. Dear God, please give my soul peace. Keep me from the path of the enemies, please. Now hunger we dey fight. Got the bag on our sides. Make we no count on. They fight each other like beasts. Cause I've seen money make enemies out of brothers, and I've seen hate and jealousy make villains out of friends. I'm sending out my love to all the players in the game. I pray the good Lord shines his light upon your lane one time. Let's go.
It's the end of Random Conversation with ClemzyBoss. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Peace.
And anticipate for the next Random Conversation with another personality and great influencer.
Let's go.
Let's go.
One time.